Precious cargo carefully packed and headed for Mekelle, a city that's been cut off from international help for weeks. Inside these boxes is aid, medicines, surgical supplies and disinfectants.
The main reference hospital in Mekelle has been unable to function fully due to an interruption of supplies for over a month now. They are dealing with a large number of trauma patients from the conflict, but also their regular caseload, chronic care patients, delivery of babies.
Mekelle is the capital of Ethiopia's northern Tigray region. That became the front line in a power struggle between the central government and regional authorities. Ethiopia's army says it's captured Mekelle and declared victory. Forces from the Tigray People's Liberation Front say they're still fighting back. Each regards the other as illegal, and the conflict has threatened to destabilise the country and its neighbours. More than 50,000 refugees have sought shelter across the border in Sudan, many terrified and traumatised. And more evidence is emerging of mass killings in the region. This man tells of a massacre in the town of Mekelle in November, soon after the fighting began.
They just hit anybody. They slaughtered them with knives. They cut them here with a machete. There was so much killing. I saw about 300 to 400 people who were dead.
This video is said to show the aftermath of the attack, which refugees like TESFAALEM blame on the military. Ethiopia's government, though, says Tigrayan forces were behind it.
An informal group of youth who were supported by militias and police, they staged those attacks. But having said that, I would also like to point out that as I said earlier, the report that we've so far released is preliminary in nature.
Last month, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed denied any civilians had been killed by his forces during the operation. But some analysts suggest thousands of people have died. It's hard to confirm what's actually happening. The government's restricted access to the region, and there's been a communications blackout. Rights groups are calling for an independent investigation and say while this first convoy of international aid to Tigray is a step forward, it's not enough. They warn of an all-out humanitarian crisis, both in Ethiopia and across the border.
We don't have any plans for the future. Everything we work for is now useless. We are just here sleeping on the ground without even a change of clothes.
Life for these people is on hold, and they feel scared and far from home. Alexi, Al Jazeera.